Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And when I see this picture right here, one thing come to mind here, which is a picture of a guillotine, and it says, "Are you ready?" All right, and in the bottom says, "FEMA smart guillotines placed on FEMA internment camps." Okay, and it's going to come a time, where as the scripture said in Revelation, the 2nd chapter, that we're going to go through an hour of temptation. All right, so when I see this picture here, it makes me think of overcoming the flesh, overcoming your fears, overcoming doubt, and putting you to the side to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, and this video was actually inspired by the video the elder Apostle Tahar put up. It's called Straightforward Talk about the microchip and the beheadings if you don't take the chip. All right, so I'm gonna just play the video and get some commentary on it.
When the wicked scribes and Pharisees were coming at Yahushua,
hey, you know what? I'm gonna read the scripture for this brother, in behalf of this brother right here. Give me John 10. Go right to the point. Go right to the point.
Khan, this is the book
This applies to you, brother, and it's a good thing.
St. John chapter 10. This one, verse 27.
No, it's in the beginning. Talking about my sheep hear my voice.
Khan.
Okay.
10 and 3. Right? It says, to him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice.
So you're one of the sheep. You're one of the sheep. And you're not hearing my voice. You're not hearing my voice. You're hearing the Spirit's voice. The Spirit speaking through me. And that's why you stop. You didn't stop for me. You didn't stop for us. You stopped for the Spirit speaking through me, man. Go ahead.
It says, to him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
Go ahead.
And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.
Right. Not me. You follow the voice, the Spirit. All right? Let me ask you a question, brother. You ever heard of the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast. The mark of the beast.
Yes, I've heard that.
What do you have to say about that? What do you know about it?
Mark of the beast. That's like a negative. That's a negative pretense.
But there's a physical thing that's going to happen. You ever hear of the microchip?
Yes.
You ever about dogs getting microchip and cats? That's the mark of the beast. That's the mark of the beast. It's a physical thing. It goes deeper than the spiritual thing. So when the scriptures say don't take the mark of the beast, that's what it's talking about. So if you don't learn anything else in life, when they go to present that chip to you, don't take it. Don't take it. Remember me, don't take it. I'm not going to take it. These brothers not going to take it. Nope. If they say we're going to chop your head off, we're going to execute you. Because Esau has a guillotine, right? And he said he's going to guillotine people's heads if they don't take the chip. Guess what? Chop my damn head off. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be good with the Most High in heaven. And we're going to rule the next kingdom.
And that's the point, man. You have to see in that moment, and even when you go through your hell now, you got to look past what you're going through at the particular moment. All right, and as the elder Apostle Tahar, he beautifully said, we're going to be good with the Most High. And that's what really matters. Okay, that's what really matters. Not yourself. All right, not your fears. Not your anxiety. None of that, man. Because naturally the body preserves, the body wants to preserve itself. That's why when it comes to like change, when something happens, you kind of, get a little nervous for a second, or just anything, man. When your body gets sick, you immediately start coughing up phlegm, So your body, it naturally wants to preserve itself. All right. But you have to basically be, like the apostles always keep saying, you have to be on spiritual overdrive, man. All right. You have to overdrive. You have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to work past yourself. And that's, that's the discipline. That's what we have to learn. That's one main thing. If you don't learn anything in this faith, that should be the main thing that you want to learn, is discipline and working past yourself. Okay? And if you haven't accomplished that in that day, you could possibly take the chip, man. And that means all the hell, all the things that you went through in this life will be for naught. Okay? So this is James chapter 4 verse 10. 4 verse 7. That's lucky. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And this devil, the spiritual demon Satan, he has reign over this flesh. All right? And you resist the devil by getting into the scriptures, praying, fasting, and getting into spiritual conversation with the Akim. Okay? And he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. And how you do that, like Yahushua resisted the devil, how? When he took him up on the mountaintops and said, "This will I give you." All right, which it would have been a temporal, it would have been a temporal glory. All right, but Yahushua was looking past that, man. Let's actually grab that. Yahushua was looking way past that. He was looking at what his Father was going to give him. All right, which is eternal life. All right, this is Luke chapter 4. And mind you, this is when Yahushua was hungry, man. All right, so it says, "And Yahushua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing." So Yahushua was constantly being tempted of Satan, man. Because he was hungry, man. He was at his low point. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the reason why you fast, knowing that, of course, you'll be hungry, but you putting all your strength in Yahushua, man. You building the spirit. All right. You making one thing weak and another thing strong. All right. And the devil said unto him, "If thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread." And Yahushua answered him, saying, "It is written, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God." All right. And Yahushua understood and knew his purpose, man. He was confirmed. He was fixed in his purpose, man. Therefore, he just continued on his spiritual path, man. Letting the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua keep him going, not actual physical food. All right. Just like us, man, that day. All right. Letting the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua carry on. All right. Carry you on. All right. And not your desire to live a little bit longer in hell. Okay. And the devil taking him up into an high mountain, shooting to him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, "All this power will I give thee, in the glory of them. For that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it. If thou therefore will worship me, all shall be thine." And Yahushua answered and said unto him, "Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve." And he brought him to Jerusalem, and set him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, "If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down from hence. For it is written, He shall give angels he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee. And in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Yahushua answering said unto him, it is said, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Okay? Meaning he had to constantly fight off, alright, the flesh to serve Yahushua. And that's the only way you're going to be able to serve Yahushua. And that's why the scriptures say, they that believe Yahushua must worship him in spirit and truth. Alright, it's nothing that we can do in this flesh to please Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Alright? It's more so of your faith and in the spirit. Now again, you know, we do go out there in the highways and byways. We do give our bodies as a living sacrifice as a testament of our faith. But that even starts off in believing in the Lord, man. You know, because there's no immediate gratitude for doing his work. You're actually ridiculed for it, man. You know? But we have to just remember, all right, you know, what's to come afterwards and not what's in front of you. All right, always think of the quote that Bruce Lee said in one of, I believe it was Enter the Dragon, when he was teaching a kid, you know, and he put his finger, his index finger in front of his face, and he said, what do you see? And the kid paused, like, let me think. All right, and Bruce Lee immediately reproved him, like, don't focus on what's in front of you. All right, if you do that, you'll miss out on all the heavenly glory that is set before you. All right, so that's just like us, man. You want to continue and keep your eyes, all right, on the kingdom, on that which is you know, in the future, man, so to speak, and not what's necessarily in front of you. Okay, so it says back at James chapter 4 verse 7, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning and your joy into heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. And we have a perfect example, that being Yahushua. All right, this is Philippians 2. Philippians 2, I'm going to start at the top. All right, and we can learn in this lifetime to humble ourselves, man. All right, if there be therefore any consolation in Yahushua, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels in mercy, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife and vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than themselves. You know? And that's something that should be going through your mind too. Like, I taught these words, man. I told others, you know, to you know, not to go after the flesh. And look at me now. You know, I'm at that test. What will I do, man? Will I be a hypocrite? All right, well, or what I do as big brother Yahushua, all right, and lead by example. I've seen a brother do a video like that today. It's called Lead by Example. You know, looking at everyone on his own things, but every man also in the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. Okay, Yahushua, therefore what? Led by example. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Now, the death of the cross could spiritually, I believe the apostle even went into that. The death of the cross could spiritually, all right, be the death of the guillotine, man. You know, to where that was, the cross was the capital punishment, all right, for going against the powers that be at the times of Romans, just as the guillotine would be the capital punishment of going against the powers that be today. Okay, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Now the Spirit is telling me to look up that word humbled. All right, that word is lowly in manner, modest, not self-asserting, obedient. From Old French humble, earlier humile, from Latin humilis, lowly, humbled, literally on the ground. All right, from humus, earth, earth of things, lowly in kind, state, condition, or amount, also of low birth or rank. Okay, so knowing that, yeah, we are the sons of the living power, but right now, you know, the Most High is teaching us a lesson, man. You know, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is teaching us a lesson, and that's us humbling ourselves as well, man. This is Yahweh Shai did in doing it. All right, understanding that the Lord is ultimately going to forgive us for doing so if we be of the elect. All right, and there's a greater glory that awaits us. All right, like it says in Romans. Was that Romans 8? And 17. Actually, I could start at 14, man. This is a beautiful chapter, man. All right. It says, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. All right. And that's just that's going to be a beautiful feeling in that day, man, just to be led by the Spirit, you know. And that's one thing we want to pray too, man. Let the Spirit overcome our flesh, man. All right. That's why we got to humble ourselves and fast more and pray more. All right. And do things, all right, that is going to accustom, you know, us to thinking in the Spirit. All right. You know, it says, for ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. All right. So the spirit of adoption, all right, well, I was going to get into it. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, if so be that we suffer with him. Okay? So we this is how you show that you believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, if you're willing to suffer with him, man. If you're willing to humble yourself, if you're willing to be lowly with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. Okay? So, by us claiming that we love and we follow Yahweh Shai, you know, we looking at his life as a end sample, you know, of how to be. All right, from the things that he went through and why he, you know, went through it, man. All right, it says, "And being found as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore God also hath highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name." All right. And if we do that, guess what? The Most High is going to give us a name. All right. That's going to trump, you know, every name in Israel, man. You know, of course, there's still an order. Like, it's going to be King David, the apostles, you know, and then you're going to have the elect, the 144. All right. We're going to be the ones that the Most High has chosen to rule the world in righteousness forever and even unto forever. Okay. So it says, "Wherefore God also hath highly exalted and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahweh Shai every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue shall confess that Yahweh Shai is Lord, to the glory of God the Father." You know, and it's, hey man, we only know an inklet of what we're gonna receive. All right, but because we died for Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because we lived for him, man, and died for him. All right, we only have an inkling, man. All right, but to die, you know, to die for this place, you know, or to you know, be fearful and hopefully, you know, live out your last few days. All right, just to again catch a missile. That's nothing to live for either, man. All right, so why not receive the mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man? All right. Actually, as I say that, it makes me think of was that Sirach 2:17? It says, "They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, We will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy." So we know that we're going to receive mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, but if we stay here, there's a guaranteed no mercy, man. From Esau Edom, of course, and from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. So that would be a double whammy, you know, for us to, you know, give into that fear and continue on living in hell. Okay? This is, no, I think that was James, actually. James. Oh, no, I think I read that already in Slovakia. James 5. Let me see. I start at 7. "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it." So Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the Most High himself, is patiently waiting for these prophecies to happen. How much more us, man? The Most High, the most perfect, you know, power of this realm and every other realm, all right, is patiently waiting. How much more of us, man? Until he received the early and latter rain. All right, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. And the coming of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai does draweth nigh, man. It's drawing so nigh that we can't wait to see what's going to happen in 2020. All right, you got protests, the pushing of the RFID chip, the famine of the word, okay? Martial laws growing up, All right, Esau just implemented that. Well, he just extended the what's it called, the elder Amawanga Bar. He had did it. Brothers could check it out. It's called something major is about to happen. It's on GMS Awakening 144 bar. All right, he goes into I believe how Esau just extended the I forgot the name of it, the National Defense, the Patriot Act. Yeah, he just extended the Patriot Act. That's what it was. All right, to where it's allowed Esau, all right, to come after so-called terrorists, man. So why is that, man? You know, so the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. All right, you know, protests. All right, there's going to be famine of food, famine of water. All right, there's already, as they call it, a Farmageddon going on out there. All right, you know, you're finding out, you know, animals in strange places, you know, which is prophecy. All right, the scriptures say how protests and people are going to not take heed to the government. They're going to take matters into their own hands, which is going to lead to martial law, false flags attacks. All right, and all of that. All right, it says, take my brethren, verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, afflictions, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. But of all things, oh no, that was the point though. All right. And Job, man, he received more than his heart wished for, man. You know, and that's what we just looking at, man. We looking at, you know, first and foremost, that the Lord forgive us for our iniquities. All right, and we receive you know, everlasting happiness in the spirit, man. Everlasting freedom in the spirit, which comes with everything in Deuteronomy 28 and 1 down to 15, man. You know, so subdue your flesh, man. You know, oh, actually, that was another one I had one to grab. And it's an everyday fight, man. We gotta just take it one day at a time, you know. All right, this is second Ezra 14 and 32. Let me see. "31. Then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. And forasmuch as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you." You know, so this is going into the flip side, if you will. You know, because we were disobedient, this is why we in hell, getting shot down, eating GMOs. All right, constantly being reproached, being ridiculed. All right, and Esau is just getting away with it, man. Because as the scriptures say in Jeremiah 5:25, your sins have withholden good things from you. And for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in times the thing that he had given you. And now are ye here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, the word reform means to turn away from evil, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. So with that, Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom to the elect.